Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of I've Been Playing. Today we are talking about Assassin's Creed Chronicles. Assassin's Creed Chronicles is a bonus trilogy of games in the Assassin's Creed universe, as is to be expected, but it differs quite a lot from the main games of the series in that it is a 2.5D side-scrolling stealth game. As I said, it is actually a trilogy of games, technically, each one with a different protagonist and in a different area. There's China, Russia, and India. And most of the story in these games plays out as unanimated or mostly unanimated, almost painting-like cutscenes. I am going to be honest with you right now and tell you that this review is not going to be particularly long, and well, I guess they aren't technically reviews, it's more just letting you know what I've been playing. That's the whole premise of this quote-unquote show. But I did not get very far into any of them. The one I got the farthest into was China, and even with that one I got so annoyed by the second level that I quit. This seems to be one of those games where stealth is very much required, which does make sense, but makes it hard as soon as anybody detects you, and a lot of the time, if you do end up getting detected because you accidentally happen to wander into a guard's cone of vision, it's hard to get out of it again, and you have minimal health. Your mileage may vary, depending on how good with stealth games you are, and how patient you are. But I retried level 2 in Assassin's Creed Chronicles China probably 5 to 10 times. Kept dying at the same spot, and because I had to collect things and keep collecting things and it didn't save my progress in collecting those things, and also I couldn't figure out how to get the last one, I gave up. Now, in theory, there are differences between each of these separate bits of the trilogy. The stories are technically different. I couldn't tell you exactly what any of the stories are, however. I believe in the China one, which is the one I paid the most attention to, I was trapped in prison for whatever reason, and then I had to get out and assassinate people. That's about all I remember. It's unfortunate because the cutscenes are very pretty, but the first one, the subtitles weren't on yet, and I couldn't hear it very well. And the others I was trying mainly to see if I got along with any of them and would enjoy the gameplay. And then, since I didn't get past the first level of either Russia or India, obviously I didn't. And this was on normal difficulty. Admittedly, I'm not the best stealth player in the world. I can do it, but I do tend to be detected on occasion. Depends on the game and depends on how patient I'm feeling that day. But if it's a pure stealth game, I've never fully gotten along with it because something always goes wrong and I don't want to restart the same level for 8 hours straight. I would say that the environments are very diverse and interesting. They kind of work in different ways. They look very different, obviously, and it's different time periods as well. It's not just like the different countries in the same time period, it's different time periods. So the first one, the first one I played, I don't know what order they're technically supposed to be in, if there even is one. But the one I did first was set in China in, I believe, the 1500s or so, pretty early on, maybe even earlier than that. Maybe the other one was 1500s. The one in Russia was 1918, I believe. But they're all different time periods, and all of the different areas look very distinct and look very obviously like what they're supposed to be or where they're supposed to be. Apart from that, though, there didn't really seem to be many mechanics different between the three areas. I thought there might be, because when I started the Russia one, I had a grappling kind of a thing that I didn't have in China, or at least hadn't gotten yet. But then I started the one in India, and that character also had it. So there are subtle differences between each one occasionally. There are little bits that are a little bit different. There are different ways you can handle things, and obviously you can either kill guards or stealth past guards. But fundamentally, mechanically, they may as well be the same game. I mean, technically they are part of the same game, but mechanically there's no difference between each area. Not really, not that I can tell. Not enough to make it feel distinct. It's the backgrounds that feel distinct, not the gameplay. And the gameplay itself I found to be both too twitchy and too responsive on occasion, too fiddly and too responsive. I don't know how that works, but like it would be fiddly until the point where it registered all of my button presses, and then it would do all of them at once and I would get caught, or just do something I hadn't meant to do because I had hit the button slightly wrong the first couple of times, and then once it finally registered, it registered more times than once, or seemed to. I'm sure that die-hard fans of Assassin's Creed will get something out of this, especially if they're also diehard fans of stealth games like this, because Assassin's Creed is arguably itself a stealth game, but it doesn't have to be like this one does. You can kind of do whatever you want in it. If you want to fight every damn guard, you can. It is not recommended in this, nor is it easy to do, and your health bar is so small that you get hit basically twice and then that's it. So you have to be near flawless and not get hit, which is especially fun when the guards have ranged weapons, as you can imagine. But honestly, I think if you enjoy that type of game and that type of gameplay, even if you don't enjoy the Assassin's Creed series generally, you'll probably like this better. I would say the story is not great because I literally do not remember the story for any of the three of them, not just because I didn't get past chapter 2 in any of them, I don't think. It just was barely there, or I feel like it just wasn't intriguing, which is really unfortunate because the art of the cutscenes is really nice, but like the story that they're telling me, I don't know these people, and it's like they expect me to be invested immediately. Like, I don't know you, I don't know anything about your history, I haven't played you through it. Well, I did play them through a tutorial sometimes, but I don't know who you are. I don't know if they're related to any of the Assassin's Creed books that I know exist, but have never read. I think they might be. That's probably the way I would more enjoy learning about these characters, because I don't even know their names. So clearly, Assassin's Creed Chronicles is not the game for me, but have you played this? Or do you want to now that you know it exists? Because it's a little more obscure than, you know, most of the rest of the Assassin's Creed series. What is your experience with this game? Let me know in the comments down below. If you have any games you'd like to see me play in the future potentially, let me know that down in the comments below as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and if you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. I do one of these every Monday. I'm able to play a new game, and a whole bunch of other stuff on my channel you can check out. I'll see you next time.